everything's the name. Can't do changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this? Mr. Everything's the name. Can't do changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this? What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Everything, bringing y'all low riders and horsepower, you dig? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing, and no one stops the grind. Not even the haters on the sidelines. Hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you have, thank you very kindly. So today is basically just like a continuation of last week's video. The way it really was supposed to go is I was supposed to be doing the brakes and everything like that, putting a new caliper and rotor on, but I was, unknowledgeable to all the things that went along with doing this rotor and wheel bearing install, you know what I mean? So just go ahead and check everything out, and I'll let y'all know how the rest of it goes. Alright, about to get ready to take off these old pads and caliper, hopefully. I mean, this stuff is, it's been on here since I've had it for over 5 years, and I'm pretty sure this stuff was on here even before that. So first thing I gotta get off is I'm gonna take that caliper off and take this adapter off as well, because that's got to come off in order to put on a new, once I get this caliper undone, I'm gonna have to take this off, because this is gonna have to go on to the new rotor. So about to get to it. Alright, so got that adapter up off of there. Now it's time to take that caliper off. And to get that caliper off, you're gonna need one of these in a 3/8. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna take out that caliper screw. Alright, so when you're taking off these caliper bolts, these have been in there so long that even after you get done untightening, they're still not coming out. So what you want to do is take a flathead screwdriver and go ahead and bop the other end of this with a hammer, and that'll knock them both out. Then you're on to the next part of the project. And also forgot to tell y'all, you might need a hammer, seeing that this bad boy had been on there for so long. Literally, I had to beat this thing off, this caliper off, to get it off. Not only that, it was locked up anyway. If you look closely, that piston is pressed out. So when you look at the rotor, thickness of the rotor is all the way, like, basically pressed against the rotor. So it was so tightly pressed against the rotor that there was no way that you're gonna get this off without beating it off. So hopefully this brake hose comes off easier so I can get to the next step. So let's see what else gotta do to get this rotor off. Then you got a dust cap that comes over the top of that. I already chiseled it off. Take a little flathead screwdriver, it's on there. Take a flathead screwdriver, put it in between that seam. It's gonna be a lot tighter than that, but take a hammer and bop it, turn it, bop, turn it so you don't bend it up. Now it's off. I take this counter key up out of here, and then take this castle nut off, and the rotor should come off after that. All right, then this same castle nut right here, it comes off of there, but it's not on tight because the pin is what holds everything in place. So now that it's like that, we can go ahead and get this wheel bearing up out of here, and that rotor should come straight off. All right, so it came right off. Now it's time to, let's see, you could clean that off, put on some fresh grease. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm gonna do that or not. I'm being honest with y'all, because it was a doozy to get off for how long this stuff has been on there. But I'm gonna clean around this a little bit, get all these little cobwebs and all this extra stuff off here. And I might, let's see, I gotta check out them rotors, see what they look like. I got the rotors and the caliper and everything for it. Didn't take off the caliper yet. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm doing this. This is my first time ever doing all of this, you know what I mean? So I've taken off a wheel bearing on other vehicles, but never nothing old school like this with that old school bearing. It literally was a whole wheel hub you just take off and everything like that. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, so just took a pause from the cars. If you look, you'll see got that brake hose going to the caliper. That's leaking because I took the caliper off. I was going to do the whole job today. As you see, there is no brake caliper on there because I took it off. Rotor, all that stuff is ready to come off. Pads is already off. Everything. But because I've never actually done this job before, I didn't know all the ins and outs, all the details. I'm going to need a brand new inner wheel bearing, and also the outer one here. Brand new packing grease for those bearings. New cotter pin also to finish and lock this castle nut in. So totally wasn't ready to do this job. I was ready. I started it, but wasn't ready to finish it. So this will be something that we'll be doing on the next project on the Lowrider, but not today. But just wanted to show y'all where I was at. We about to put everything back on. You feel me? The wheels about to go back on. Adapter, all of that stuff. Because I wasn't ready to do it. So I show y'all everything. Not just, you know, a lot of times y'all watch these videos, but you really don't know the stuff behind the scenes because they never show you. But I'm showing you today. All right, everybody. So that's all that I had as far as all the parts. I had most of the parts, but I didn't have everything. Now, I was unfamiliar because on these older vehicles, they have, you know, separate inner and outer wheel bearings, you know what I mean? So with the little races and all of that. And typically the vehicles that I had, like I even had like a 99 Civic at one time, and that has like a hub assembly. So that's a lot easier to take out. You usually just take the castle nut off with the cotter key pin. And once you unscrew that, you can go ahead, you know, and you get the caliper and everything else out of the way. You can go ahead and get that assembly off, slap a new one on. But, you know, as you can see, the S10 has the bearings and the races and all of that stuff. So I had to, you know, do a little bit of research to see what else I basically needed. So I ended up having to get some more stuff. So check it out. All right, we inside. So got everything I need minus the cotter pin to go inside of the castle nut that'll go here after the wheel bearings all in there. Now, got the caliper. I showed this on an earlier video. So got that. Got the grease. 2-pack the bearings on the inner and the outer. I mean the inner and the outer diameter. There go the bearings right there. That's the one that goes on the outside. That's the one that goes on the inside. So I heard that those actually don't have to necessarily be pressed in. They just got a little kit that you can rent and bop them in. And we're going to attempt to do that. So this is all we got right here. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. So everything is ready to go back on, but I'm just gonna have to clean off the shaft that's on the S10, you know what I'm saying? Clean all that old grease off, pack the grease on the bearings real good, and pack the inner diameter with grease as well, and it's about to go together. So that's it, you know, for this section here. All right, everybody, so this is like this next video that's coming up should be the conclusion of everything. Part 3 of this long brake install, rotor, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? So all I need to do now is get like the cotter pins. There's only one that's supposed to go in there, but you usually have to buy like a little package. They got a whole bunch of them in there. So I'm gonna have to get that, and then everything else should be good to go back together, you know what I mean? But appreciate y'all watching these videos, you know what I mean? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing and no one stops the grind, not even the haters on the sidelines. I am Mr. Everything, bringing y'all low riders and horsepower. Till next time, I'm out.